Today I thought we'd talk about type A addictive personality. These people are ruthless, right? They will do anything that you don't want them to, right? To further their game, their addiction, right? Their ideas, right? Because these people can be addicted to anything, everything, right? From drugs, cars, food, computers, you know what I'm saying? You name it, coffee, right? Women, men, you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever the addiction is, you know what I'm saying, it becomes manifest in their mind, and that takes over, and then from there on it's just all downhill, right? It doesn't matter who this person is, how much money they have, how much money they don't have, you know what I'm saying, how smart they are, how dumb they are, it doesn't matter who their family is, what their genes say, it doesn't matter. Right? Once the addiction sets in, it's over. They're through. Right? Through with money, basically, like they say in the streets. Right? It doesn't take much. You know, it just takes one good experience. You know, one good high, one good drunk. You know what I'm saying? One exhilarating, almost near-death experience in a car. You know what I'm saying? And then it's all on, and that's where it goes. Right now, where does it lead them? It leads them to the road. It leads them to the gate. Right, the gate of hell. Right, because that's the only way you can. That's the only thing that you can save, right? Because they don't notice. They have no idea that they're doing all of this stuff because their addiction is taking over, right? You know, I mean, like you see it on the internet all the time about them people that weigh 500 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And they got there because they got too fat where they couldn't walk, and then they just kept eating and eating because they got more depressed, and they just kept eating more and more, fatter, fatter. Pretty soon they couldn't get out the door, so it didn't matter if they could walk, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, they were too fat for their wheelchair, and they couldn't go anywhere. You know, I'm not just zeroing in on those people. I'm just giving an example of how quickly it can get out of control, right? Is there a cure for this? Sure. You know what I'm saying? For the drug addicts, you know what I'm saying, the biggest cure, the best cure, is prison rehab. And most of them end up going to it. You know what I'm saying? And it does work. You know, as long as for most of them, as long as they're in prison. There's a small percentage of people that once they are released from prison, right, that they never go back. It's just like that small percentage of people that go to prison in the first place. Once they get out, they never commit another crime again. Right? They're not even a speeding ticket or nothing. But you know, for the small percentage of people that do survive prison and come out the other end, you know what I'm saying? Usually 99% of the ones that do get the point, right, are pretty much cured of their type A personality faults. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes that leads to other ones, you know what I'm saying? Because prison is one of those places where you learn things you're not supposed to. And you learn them very well, very quickly. Right? And there's even people in prison that are addicted to drugs. We all know this. You know, I mean, there's guards just smuggling it in. You know, inmates, visitors are smuggling it. I was just reading the other day about some guy here in Perryville. His grandma, you know, the 81-year-old grandmother was smuggling in heroin, and she got caught. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to throw her in prison for 5 years? Do you think she'll make 5 years? You know, at that point, you know, grandma had nothing to lose, and she was probably doing it for the money because she needed the money to pay the bills. Okay? Usually, hey Sparky, how you doing, buddy? Did you go get your food? Sparky coming to visit, says hello. Aside from all of that, you know what I'm saying, the only other solution to type A addictive personality is death. And for a lot of people, it ends there. They end with either, you know, their own death, right, the death of somebody else, right, the death of somebody important in their life, right. You know, usually it ends with their own death. You know, overdosed, you know, smoked too much, got ran over by a bus because they weren't paying attention or didn't know, you know what I'm saying, fell out of a tree doing something stupid. It happens, right? There really isn't a cure for this. The cure for this, just like everything else I've talked about in this series, comes from in here. Right? You have to decide in here that you're going to stop and that you're going to make a better life out of it. Right? Well, hey, do I have any proof? All right. Do you need any more proof? Right. If you do, then you probably most likely are type A addictive personality. Right. It doesn't take a lot. It just takes, you know, one small episode to turn your whole life around, and then there you are. You know. So, type A addictive personality. Is it true? Yes. Can you get it? Yes. How do you get rid of it? There's a lot of ways, but it's really hard. But you have to, once again, decide. Thank you.